Yes. So hi everyone. My name is Sagar Kakkala, and today we are here for DevOps add-on session OWASP ZAP. And before we move into the session, since this session would be uploaded in Sagar Kakkala's World YouTube channel, and there is a bit of diversified content in there. It's just not constrained into DevOps. Since it's into finance, travel, and a lot bit of other stuff. I'll just say how to segregate content. You just have to remember my name. So it's Argakala in Google, and you'll have my website, LinkedIn, YouTube, and in website everything is separated by contents of blog. You could just go it in a consecutive order, and to navigate back, just to click on the logo. And the same thing here, this is my LinkedIn, and in YouTube everything is separated by playlists. And this session would be uploaded in DevOps with SK English, and I would recommend to watch it in a consecutive order. Yes, and without wasting much time, let's get into today's session. Hmm. Yes, so this would be a session on OWASP ZAP. So OWASP is nothing but open source web application security scanner, and it's an open source. That's where it became popular. And ZAP is Z attack proxy, or ZAP you could think more like a middleman attacks. Let's say you have a website, and this ZAP, what it does is it creates a malware in your website, and it targets vulnerabilities exactly where it is, and it will make your website vulnerable. And how ZAP is being used in today's application is before, let's say you develop a website, and before your website goes in production, what we would do, we would be attacking that website using ZAP, so that you will be knowing the list of vulnerabilities inside your website. So before we get into Zap, and if you're using Zap, and it's a clear caution that you should not use this website for any unknown website or third parties, let's say, because it attacks it. So without the website owner's consent, if you had attacked it, it would lead to serious concerns, serious legal consequences as well. So that's where I had mentioned caution twice here. So not to go for any unknown websites or websites that you do not have permission or you do not hold it anywhere. And maybe we would be developing our own application here. Let's say, mm, let's go for AWS. I just want to show you one thing. Okay. Authenticator. One second. One second. One second. My authenticator is giving me some issues. Okay, great. And here, let's say, we would be developing our own application here in order to not target any other's application. For this, what I'm doing is, maybe let's terminate this. It's better I'll terminate this. For this, since it's an experimental video, since it's an add-on session and we are not linking with anything, so we would be actually taking a new free tier micro instance. That's enough here. Here we would be deploying a DVWA. DVWA is nothing but it has a really good name. Damn vulnerable web application. It's actually a code like a website with full of vulnerabilities. So it's actually developed for someone into cybersecurity and everything to actually check the vulnerabilities of the website. Go and hunt the vulnerabilities. So yes, let's say. Okay. And I'm actually like getting into the last step. It's because like it's called damn vulnerable web application. And like if you want to check the code, like the code is actually here. So what it does and everything. You want to modify, fork the code, and like you want to modify the code as well. You have like DVWA. And like we would be using Docker here to install our web application. But you could actually follow the different methods as well to actually install this. Yes, there are like automated installers and there are scripts, installation videos and everything. Since this code is actually also in Docker, like there is a Docker image for this DVW application. We'll be using that for a simple just a Docker pull. So I'm just installing Docker since it's a new instance. I don't know whether Docker is installed or not. Okay, Docker is installed. Good. Like I pretty much kept everything in the same code. Okay. And just I want to run this to get my Docker image. And since this I explained in the Docker session, the host port and the container port, like uh, all I had to do is okay, I just had to use sudo. Like meanwhile, this is running. Like since the host port is under like 8080, we will be just opening that port here in inbound rules. Okay. Okay, great. Now it had run. So since it's a website like that, we are hosting, like we took the code and we are hosting in our server. Like you could experiment on this in a way you want. And here, like username is admin, password is password. Yeah, since it was for data breach because like everyone uses this fine. Mm, Oh, I think there is something missing inside it. Fine. It should be index.php. Okay, yeah, fine. It'll reset now. Mm, Great. It reset automatically. And now if you could see, like since you could test the vulnerabilities here, there are like brute force, command injection, SQL injection. Like we would be discussing about like each and every vulnerability here. Let's say not each and every, like, but the main ones. Where's the blog? Yes. So let's say how SQL injection works is, let's say I give some query, and the way query works is, let's say I want to get a specific like username, like user ID name, and like if I search for that user ID, it would only get that user ID for me and not everything. But what if someone does this SQL injection? What does this SQL injection means? It's like modifying your SQL queries. Let's say instead of this, like if attacker input like r1 is equal to 1, so this means the query turns from here to here. Let's say whatever he gives is getting true. I mean, like username is equal to like something, it will ask for input. But here, since like whatever username you give and the condition is or, it means like it gives the truth. So that means like all username has this input, so it will return your all your user information. Let's say like the SQL, whatever the database is there, it gives the complete information of it. Maybe you could also experiment here. Let's say I want to take the user ID as 1. It gave me the user ID as 1. And let's say whatever user ID is I had given, like since it's like first name admin and like surname admin, what if it gives me all the IDs, and because like this condition gets true, because I did not give the input here, like 1 is equal to 1, it would not work now. But if I'm able to like modify that script, it will give me all the user informations. Therefore, how this happens is, it could actually like once if they're able to modify your SQL queries, it would actually they'll be able to get your like username, passwords, and even it can get to even delete your database as well. It could like get that serious. Maybe it would more like the hacking attacks. They would like ask you for ransom amount, and you had to pay for them to get your like data back and everything. And actually this is a real case that happened like in payment systems. This is actually a case that happened. This is actually a payments company. Because of this SQL injection, it lost all its like physical credit cards informations and debit cards information, and it actually faced a lot of loss here. It's a one real scenario that happened with SQL injection. And another thing, another vulnerability is cross-site scripting. It's XSS. So let's say you are actually having a web page, and let's say you have an like e-commerce site. And what does this happen is like someone uses your website to attack user. So that's how cross-site scripting works. It's more like you're not attacking the user, but like a hacker uses your website to attack a user. One such example is like eBay. Like to make things more clear, what has been done in eBay is like a user posted like since like eBay is a e-commerce site where you could buy and sell as well. Apparently, like one user, what he did was he actually kept the iPhone at a very cheapest cost. So what happened? And this one, like he modified the script. Like, let's say, like you or me, if we access that post, like where he has an iPhone or iPhone thing, it actually takes you to a link, and this link, like without your knowledge, actually mm, downloads a JavaScript code inside your system, and thereby tracking all your information, like what you're doing in the complete system. Like it gives a complete access there because of the JavaScript code that he had written. And eBay had fallen into this. Clear on cross-site scripting, right? Like how it works. It's more like the your website won't attack, but hacker would use your website to attack user. It's more like click a link and you would completely get access of other guy's system. Yes, clear on this? Surya, Vishnu?
Yeah, it's clear, Sagar.
Yes, yes. This is and this is another vulnerability called brute force. And how brute force happens is it's as simple as that. They would try, let's say they get your username, And once they get your username, they would try with different password combinations. It's like the most common passwords are admin12345 password, whatever it is there. Like they try every it's more like they have a script now. They run a script where it tries every other password with the username it has. Let's see, your name is Surya, it'll try Surya12345, Surya at the rate 12345, Surya at the rate 5432. Like whatever could be the possibilities with the username and the most common passwords that could be used, like 00012345678 9. It'll try everything, and based on that, like whatever it gets inside, like whatever password it signs in, that's where the brute force attack happens. And like this brute force attack, maybe you had seen, like when I signed into this website using admin and password, it said like it's in Google data breach. It means it's a common password. And GitHub has actually fallen into this. And they actually now GitHub, they made like two-factor authentication as compulsory, because like even though, let's say, I have a password, my password has been like gone to a user, and he can't authenticate unless he has my mobile or something like to authenticate it. It's like 2FAs are enabled. It's like second factor authentication. Maybe you had seen when I had signed into like AWS account as well. This is how it is. And here, how cookies work step by step. It's like, let's say, if you are visiting a website for first time, what it says is like it saves your username and password. And next time when you access this website, like this is just an example. This what it'll actually saves your username and password in key value store. Thereby, you don't have to like log in again. Let's say if I had actually went into Chrome and I had clear caches and histories, it would ask me to sign in again. Maybe like one example I just can give like as an example is just now I logged into AWS. So now I signed in. Now it didn't ask for username and password. How did this happen? Because like it remembered like username and password. It's just a cookie thing. And like this is how cookies work. And what are insecure cookies? Insecure cookies is like where you have some tags. Let's say here the tag is HTTP only and secure. And if you had like not mentioned the tag, like let's say as a website you are collecting cookies, and if you have like not marked HTTP only, this could go for JavaScript attack. The JavaScript attack that we talked about is in cross-site scripting. So the attacker would be able to download JavaScript in users' devices. So like even cookies could be insecure. And one thing is like you had to mark secure. It's like the insec. This is another thing, the tag secure, so that it could be actually like gone to HTTP. One second, I'm a bit confused on this. Yeah. And the other thing is not using same set. It's like your website only must use these cookies and not others. And what if this is not used? And that could go for CSRF attacks. What is CSRF attacks is something. It's called cross-site request forgery. Let's say how this happens is, or maybe here like insecure cookies, Yahoo had been into this data breach, like where they had insecure cookies and they had lost a lot of accounts here. I think like Yahoo is now no more, but they had faced this cookie data breach. And what is CSRF? Like the one that thing we are talking about here. Let's say you had logged into your banking website, just like I had logged into my AWS website, and this stores cookies, just like the login credentials and everything. And now you open a malicious site in another tab. Let's say the website which has like cross-site cookies or something, or like which does not have this secure cookies. And like whenever I access like a link like which is not secure or like some the hacker sent or something, what it happens is he would be default be able to access my whatever is there. Like it's a like cross site. Like I accessed let's say something. Just give a example. Let us give an example of I accessed yahoo.com, and I had actually like logged into my bank account as well. Let's say it would be some millennial bank. So even though I logged into a yahoo.com, what it happens is since it has like malicious like cross-site request forgery, it gets into my bank account, because my bank account now is logged in with username and password. And like he could actually transfer all the money to his account, he could do anything he want, but he did not get the credentials. So he does not have my credentials, but he's still able to do it. That's how CSRF works. Uh, and now Zap, because like we want to install Zap, and take care, like when you install Zap, it must has a GUI, or you could install it using Kali Linux. So you'll have this OWASP ZAP. Since if you're using Windows, you could use download Windows directly. Since I'm using Mac, I just downloaded Mac. It's better to download locally than taking a system in AWS and everything. It just like adds up extra costs. So that's where I had installed locally. And if you're using Mac, like most people know, you had to get into like security, and it'll ask to allow, like if this is fine for you to allow, because like since it's not a verified website, like it's not in App Store or anything. So that's where you had to allow from privacy and security here. And let's say once you install Zap, this is how it looks. One second, yeah. Automated scan and manual scan. Since you understood about how this scan works now, this is more like I'm actually stressing again. Like, do not actually, like URL to attack, like, do not actually use URLs which are not under your control, which you do not have any consent, because this could lead to a serious legal issues. So that's where I'm stressing the point again and again. Let's say we had actually this website. Hmm, is this not fitting? Yeah. So I'm actually using this website of mine, because this is the website like where we had hosted in our AWS, and it has like a lot of vulnerabilities. This website, actually this DVWA website is designed only with a lot of vulnerabilities, and like the task here would be the one who is learning cybersecurity and all, to learn what are the vulnerabilities inside website. Since we could not like attack everything and like check like what could be the vulnerabilities, we could use Zap here. Let's say I had used Zap here. Oh, where is this Zap? Hmm. I'm just attacking this. Hmm. As you could see, I got like lot of it's actually attacking. To be simply put, it's actually trying to install a malware, like finding like where the vulnerabilities are. As you could, this is not found, not found, not found. Let us wait for this to complete it. Okay, like now it went into alerts. Let's say you don't want to monitor something. You don't want to monitor DVWA, or you don't want to monitor login page. You could just click on delete here so that it will not monitor from here. And let's say I want to, yeah, as you could see, let's say I want to check like the index.php has the same site attribute, which means the cookie can be result as cross-site request. The cross-site request vulnerability that we discussed on is uh, this is the one. CSRF, cross-site request forgery. So the website has that vulnerability. It's like it could do this with the hackers, and mm, yes, the solution, ensure that same site attribute is set to lax or ideally strict for all the cookies. As we discussed, it's like cookies thing. The same thing here, the cookies. I think yes, this is something we did not discuss. Robots.txt, no caching. Yeah, this is another thing, like where it has like authentication issue. Maybe this could be one of like brute force attack. So this is how like you would find what's actually there. I mean, like what's actually the vulnerability and what's the solution to fix it as well. Like few for few it gives the solutions, and for few you must be like well aware of how to fix it as well. This is the one like that we had discussed cross-site scripting and everything. Yes. Yes, this is how like we resolve, like this is how like this is a job of developers, like to resolve like each insecurity that has been caused, like to check in the code and like to write the perfect code so that the attackers would not have any chance to attack a website. Uh, Yes, I think, yeah, that's all. Like, we're done for the session. I just want to show how the vulnerabilities, what are the vulnerabilities, major vulnerabilities, and how ZAP helps us in finding. ZAP is just a simple tool where you could just scan the website and attack the website, and it will give you the vulnerabilities. But before we get into the vulnerabilities, I just want to give a bit of explanation on what are the vulnerabilities. Yes, I think I'm done for this session. Like, any queries so far?
Sagar, we got it everything. But how to add in that CI pipeline for this OWASP ZAP?
Actually, OS ZAP, uh, you could add, there is like Jenkins and like they have plugins actually. You directly have the plugins and you could use the plugins directly. Here I had used a UI, but there, let's say, you could use the plugins. Maybe I could, like, there are a lot of videos as well saying OWASP ZAP. I did not actually bought it because I want to take it as an individual session. It's simple as that. You directly have a plugin. You just had to, as you said, like dashed with Jenkins, scan and reporting with OWASP ZAP. Maybe I'm not taking this. Is that like fine? Maybe I'll just attach these videos because like every videos on OWASP ZAP is something like to link with plugin. It's just like you go for like manage plugins, install plugin, and then like use it at one stage after code. That's it. Fine? Or is it something you need more? Or you want me to take on this as well?
Yeah, it is fine, Sagar. For GitHub Actions, I know like how to add that OWASP ZAP.
Okay.
Coming to Jenkins, I was confused to add.
I think it's all plugins. And recently I could tell that brute force attack happened with me as well. I don't know if you guys could see this or not. One second, let me show. If you guys could see, I don't know. I think I have to turn the camera off, I guess. You guys could see? No? Something? I think I should stop blurring my background as well. How do I remove? Yeah, now you could see. There is like unsuccessful sign in, sign in, sign in, sign in. It happened with me. It's a brute force attack. Actually, that happened with me, but it's they were able to get my password. But it's good that I do not use this mail account for any social or any mm, uh, any bank account. So that's where I was a bit safe and not worried. I think yes, that's all for this session. Yeah, maybe like if you guys want to join Telugu session, you could join. Yeah, thanks everyone. Yes, bye. Oh, one second, we'll take a selfie. Vishnu, if you could turn your camera on. Okay, maybe let me stop recording.